Hi everyone! Hello! Welcome on in. I'm so glad you could all join me here this evening for a presentation on mustelids and why you should love mustelids and think that they are very cool and awesome and epic. Why can't I dream about being a cowboy? Did you maybe have a nightmare about not being a cowboy? Perhaps that is what happened. Yeehaw. Speaking of yeehaw, let's see who all is here today. Cursed One got first. Congratulations, Cursed One. We also have Ink here. We've got Okie Dokie, and we've got Yeehaw. Welcome in, everyone. If you haven't gotten your daily dream in yet, don't forget to do that. It's going to be quite a fun stream today. I'm going to be talking about mustelids and why I love mustelids. Yeah, hello! Hi! Hi, Ink! Hello! Alright. I've been working really hard on this, this PowerPoint. So I hope you guys really enjoy it. If you guys don't enjoy it, that's also okay. But I've been working really hard on it, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out. It's been a while since I've had to do like a presentation like this. I haven't been in school for a while. I haven't been in school for a while, so I haven't had to like actually put a presentation together. Very strange. But yeah, I hope it goes well. Did y'all know Newt loves square dancing and doing big yeehaws? Oh my gosh, Kota! Kota Raiders, welcome on in! We actually just started. Hi! How are you all doing today? Welcome! The dragons are dragging with pride. Oh, and I've got a little Kota on my head. Hello! Nova X Duel, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome on in, everyone. What were you guys up to? You guys were doing art. Oh my god, hi! Hi! Welcome! Today we've got a bit of a special one. So if you're interested in hanging out for a little bit, character assumptions. Wait, that's awesome. That's so fun. Oh, Etheri, thank you so much for the follow as well. Thanks for helping us get to 740 followers. Yeah, we're going to be doing an info dump stream here where I am going to spend as long as I can talking about my second favorite family in the animal kingdom, mustelids. If you don't know what that means, stick around and find out maybe. Yeah, we're talking, we're doing high school level presentation. I almost said group presentation, but as much as I love Sally here, she's not really helping me with this. Lucky Crimson Clover and Starry Peaches, thank you guys so much for the follows as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Oh my gosh. Got a big raid Duke Deserix. Thank you for the follow as well. It's been a while since I've had such a big raid in, but I hope you guys enjoy your time here. If you don't know me, I'm Newt. I'm a dream demon. And you can use any pronouns for me. My pronouns are truly whatever makes the joke the funniest. And yeah, I do a lot of art here, a lot of variety gaming. But today, my community won their challenge point redeem thingamajig, and it was doing this Mustelid stream. So I've put together 2 PowerPoints. Sekuar, thank you so much for the follow as well. Thank you. Thanks to everyone who's dropped a follow. Oh, if you are following, you can do our daily redeem is the daily dream, and you can see what you dreamed about last night, and you can mark how many streams you've actually been in, which is fun. It's pronounced Sekuar. Okay, good to know. B3A drowned. Ooh. Or Bea drowned. Thank you for the follow as well. I have 2 PowerPoints prepared today. The first PowerPoint is going to be a lesson on mustelids. You know, a little bit of like, what is a mustelid? Why is a mustelid? Why should you love mustelids and be like, wow, those are the most adorable creatures in the world, right? And then the second PowerPoint, I have... I always have to go like a little bit overboard with everything that I do, so I've decided to rank every single species of mustelid, and there's a lot of them. There's about a less than, I think it's like 89 or something like that I ended up with, so what an amazing first dream. A dream about pooping. Oh my god, did you end up in the endless bathroom dimension? That happens a lot. Do mustelids do big yeehaws? Maybe some of them do. There are some mustelids that live out in the old Wild West. You'll have to stick around and find out. I had a dream about sacrificing. Oh, fun! What are you feeling about, like, sacrificing today? Are we doing, like, you know, a nice offering of food and drink? Are we offering a life, a soul, 10 cents, a job application? I would never get a new job. I love this one. I love it here. We're having a great time. Immortal Fire, thank you for the follow as well. You had a dream about becoming an eldritch half-person, half-salamander nightmare creature. I've had that one before. Sacrificing my friends to the art fight experience. That's real. That is so real. I'm doing art fight this year too, by the way. If you guys didn't know, I do art fight every year. I haven't updated my profile yet. I really should get that done. But once I do, I will be posting about it. All of July, I'm going to be streaming art fight attacks, probably about once a week. So thumbs up, look forward to that as well. And then after Art Fight Month, we will be getting back into doing Final Fantasy XIV Fridays. So that'll be the month after that. I'm also thinking of starting doing Deltarune as well. I'm going to restart playing Deltarune. I played it myself a long time ago. I played the first 2 chapters like when they first came out, but I can barely remember them at this point. So I also just love doing streams where I get to read a bunch of dialogue. It's like reading a story to chat. So maybe we'll do some Deltarune streams as well in August. I haven't done an art fight before. I'm too scared to try. Well, I'm happy to help out. Art fight might seem a little intimidating at first, but it's actually quite simple when you get to do it. August of what? This year, yeehaw! August of this year! 2 months from now. The half-salamander creature. Oh, scary. Second? What? I don't understand. I don't understand. In other news, I hope everyone is hydrated, staying hydrated, very important. I have a birthday. Oh my god. That's exciting. TechMech25. Thank you for the follow as well. Thanks for stopping by. I hope everyone's got a good drink for today. Perhaps a snack. A drink, a comfy pillow to sit down on while we're going over this lesson for the evening. Okay, yep. I have leftover lemonade because I went to a Pride event earlier today and I got a giant lemonade. It's really good. It's got popping bobas in it and it's quite yummy. Oh god. Oh, there was way more bobas than I thought there would be. There's a lot of bobas. Okay. Sorry, I just got a mouthful of balls. But I'm okay. Oh, that's nice. Boba. Remember to always chew your boba. Yeah, I like more boba than liquid. I mostly ate bobas with that. Yeah, that was mostly balls. Mostly balls. I was taking a nap. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to the dream realm. I know that you just left, considering you were napping, but this is like your fun waking world trip into the dreaming world, where I reside and am trapped eternally. Yay. Don't want the bubble coming out whole, do we? That's, you know what? A good point. I think if I, like, swallowed a popping boba whole and it came out the other side, I feel like there would be something else wrong with my body. Yeah, that would be a whole other issue that maybe we shouldn't get into here. If you ever find a popping boba in your toilet, maybe see the proper authorities about that. I am a simple, humble office worker, so I got nothing for you, man. I've got a tie, though. I'm very formal today, because I'm doing an official presentation. I'm feeling very official about it. And I have all of my presentations up now. Can they make Pokemon Boba Balls? You know what? That's a good point. I bet someone could make those out of tapioca. Crow, why would you add that as a quote? Oh god, how are we only at 32 quotes? I feel like we all keep forgetting about the quote function. Alright, hold on, let me... Okay. We're all going to find out together if I set up this PowerPoint properly. This is my first time using Canva for, like, a presentation. I've never used it for a presentation before. Anyone who's still in school right now, y'all have got it good. For school presentations, you can use, like, Canva. Dude, this shit's so nice. It's so convenient. I was gonna use Google Slides for this, but then I noticed that Canva was a thing, and I was like, oh shit, I should try that out. Shit, even Dream Demons have to have day jobs now. Dude, the economy in the dream realm is fucking crazy. Not only do I have my day job, I'm also, like, eternally trapped in this day job. I'm immortal. I can't leave. My boss is a salamander. My boss is literally a salamander. You think you humans have it rough? What the doesn't sound too bad, not gonna lie. Wait till you hear I don't get paid. I don't even get paid. Oh my god. Dragon hordes aren't worth anything anymore. No!
Oh, it's so much worse than they're allowed to say.
Yeah. At least I don't have to pay for where I live. So that's pretty good. My human boss has the brain of a salamander. Don't let Sally hear you say that. I think UK, they ask us to use Microsoft PowerPoint. Still? Yeah. I mean, like, I'm sure it depends on your educational institution, but for those of you who are in, like, a shitty public school that doesn't really give a fuck, Canva's great. I used a lot of, like, they have like templates and stuff, and the templates are cute and not like the most horrific corporate nonsense that you've ever seen. I did debate doing the horrific corporate nonsense because I felt like it was very on theme for me, but we're doing this instead. Let's see here. I do have my PowerPoint all up and ready to go. Let me just make sure that it is set up nice and properly. Okay. I expected that mustelids would be creatures with a shell or something. I just looked it up. See? That's what they want you to think. They want you to think that they would be something awful, but they're the cutest little motherfuckers on the earth, besides amphibians. Amphibians are also very cute, but amphibians are kind of like, you like them or you don't, you know? But I feel like mustelids, you have to like them. You have to. If you like dogs, if you like cats, if you like any kind of fuzzy creatures, if you like a rat, you'd like a mustelid. Yeah. Okay, so let's get over to the gaming screen here, and let's get started with our presentation for the evening. Welcome to Mustelid Mayhem. Welcome to my Mustelid Mayhem. Today we are having the first ever Dreamy Newt info dumping stream, featuring me, Dreamy_Newt. That's a Mustelid. This is my fursona. My fursona is a quote-unquote Mustelid because I could not decide what species I wanted to technically be. So it's just kind of all of them. But we'll get into, like, individual characteristics of individual Mustelids when we get to the second PowerPoint. First of all, we have to talk about what the fuck does Mustelid mean? What does that even mean? Oh, I like this little yellow spot right behind my head. It's kind of cute. Anyways, I'm glad you asked. Apparently, the word Mustelid literally comes from Latin mustela, which means weasel. And then weasel, mustela, derives from mouse. So it's a long mouse, you know? It's a long-ass mouse. It's a Mustelid. You're like a blessed demon with a halo. Oh, you know? Would you guys worship me? If you guys saw me in a stained glass window, would you be like, yeah, that fucks? I guess you wouldn't see me in a stained glass window because there's not really, like, black glass. There's, like, gray glass, but it wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. Yeah, that's God. Yeah, God looks like a fucking businessman twink. Yeah, that's what I think God looks like. No. It would rule. Yeah, maybe for you. Also, very importantly, they're my second favorite family in the animal kingdom. But then you're like, family? What do you mean family? That's right. If I wasn't a god myself, I'd probably worship you as a god. Oh my god. Can gods worship gods? Sorry, we're getting off track here. Hey. Can a god worship a god? This is much to think about. Welcome to my taxonomy lesson. Your image would come from the shadow of the light reflected by the stained glass window, not the window itself. Wait. Immortal Fire, I think you're kind of onto something, though. Okay, so imagine my stained glass window is actually, like, me all, like, blocked out, right? Maybe with metal or something else, right? And then you see my reflection down on the ground of the church, I guess? I don't know. The temple. So whatever you have the stained glass in. Your house, even. If you so desire. Anyways, taxonomy. This is the study of classifying living things on Earth. Basically just giving them names. This is how we come up with the names of creatures. For example, humans are Homo sapiens. You're from the genus Homo. Yes, all humans are homos. All humans are homos. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride, everyone! We got there. You have to break them down into little pieces. So we get our names by going down this list of getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until you get to the species name. Homo erectus. See, you're not Homo erectus, but you could be if put under the right circumstances. Happy Prife. Happy Prife. For example, this is the taxonomy of a house sparrow. Or we could go backwards a page. Sorry. Did I mention this is the first time I've done this? This is a house sparrow's little lineup, right? So they're from the domain Eukaryota and then the kingdom Animalia. However, the human is also from these domain, kingdom, and phylums, right? We have these in common, right? Because a human and a house sparrow are both animals, and they both have spines, so they're in the Chordata phylum. However, as you get smaller down the list, they start to change up. For example, humans are a mammal, whereas house sparrows are a bird. They're aves. Aves? Aves? Yeah. So we're not looking at any of these upper bits, or really kind of any of these lower bits. A little bit of the lower bits, but mostly we're looking at the family. The family. And the family that we're looking at is Mustelidea. Mustelidea. And Mustelidea is actually bigger than just mustelids. As you can see here, it actually contains a few different groups here, right? A few different families are all contained within the superfamily Mustelidea. My favorite scientific name is the Western lowland gorilla. Yes! I love Western lowland gorilla. They're gorilla. I was just telling this to Chrome the other night because I was teaching Chrome about, or I was teaching, just kind of blabbing about taxonomy. And so we just have gorilla. We'll get into some of those fun names with the mustelids as well. But as you can see here, the fun thing is mustelids are very similar to seals. And then they're also kind of broken off of like bears, and then canids way up here, and felines way up here, right? So we're down here with Mustelidea. This is a super family. Kind of like Superman and Superman's family. That's another super family. Anyways, Mustelidea is broken down into Mephididae, Iluridae, Procyonidae, and Mustelidae, right? So Mephididae is skunks, right? Science teacher VTuber. I feel like a science teacher today. I'm having fun. I'm having fun pretending to be a teacher. Iluridae, that's red pandas, like literally just red pandas. Procyonidae is raccoons, coatis, and kinkajous. And if you don't know what those are, don't worry. We'll get there. And Mustelidae, which is weasels, otters, and badgers. Sally, you are kind of getting in the way. Can you go down here today? And I am taking away your non-binary pin. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, bestie. I'm sorry, what did you just call me? Yeah. I just sang the wonderful thing about Tigger's song, but it's saying gorilla in my head. Gorilla. Happy Pride. Weasels, otters, badgers. Right? Okay. So let's get into these a little bit more. Mephididae. Mephididae is our stinky babies. So if they're stinky babies, they're probably in Mephididae. They used to be considered mustelids, which is why they're still in the superfamily of mustelids. So they used to be like, oh yeah, these bitches are mustelids. But then they're like, well shit, they're kind of like 1 degree a little bit too different. So they got put in their own family. The Mephididae. They are split into the skunks and the stink badgers. I just learned doing this project about stink badgers, and I'm kind of obsessed with the idea of stink badgers now. They're kind of everything to me. I'll definitely be showing pictures of them during the ranking, but stink badgers, kind of iconic. These guys are known for their stinky anal glands. If you know anything about skunks, it's probably the fact that they can spray you with a stinky, stinky liquid. Most mustelids are pretty stinky. If you've ever met anyone who owns a ferret, you will know that they are so stinky. But the Mephididae are like especially stinky. They are so stinky. The skunks, most of these skunks live in North and South America versus the stink badgers who live mostly in the Philippines. So they're all very cute though. They're all very cute. They range from 7 inches, this little guy down here, 7 inches, up to 48 inches, which I believe is the, like, one of the skunks can get up to 48 inches. And this is with tail. So this is with tail. They can get pretty big. And sorry, yes, all of my measurements are going to be in inches. I am a filthy, filthy American demon. So I really should have put it in centimeters and inches, but I was not thinking about that when I made this PowerPoint presentation. Next up is a family that I'm sure a lot of you are aware of, but didn't realize that they were technically mustelids, and that is Iluridae. So Iluridae is our confusing baby of the bunch. So Iluridae, aka the red panda, used to be considered a raccoon, related to raccoons. But then after some more testing and some more looking at things, they were like, this bitch is not a raccoon. This bitch is not a raccoon. Maybe they're a bear. Maybe they're related to bears. And I'm like, dude, how the fuck do you get to bear by looking at this thing? Like, I guess its paws are kind of bigger, but like, that's not a fucking bear. It's closer to raccoon for sure. But then they decided that they are in their own family. There's actually a ton of others in the Iluridae family. However, they are all extinct species. So the red panda is the only living species in the family of Iluridae, which is really sad. Sorry, little guys. I'm sorry about that. They also live only in one region of the world. However, there are essentially 2 red panda species. There is the Himalaya red panda and the Chinese red panda. There's some minor differences between them, especially in their coat patterning. So like the one that I have up here, I can actually tell is a Himalaya red panda, simply because the top of the head is a lot paler than the rest of it. When we get to pictures of the Chinese red panda, it's almost all this dark ruddy color and black. There's little of this white fade on the top of the head. Red pandas are 20 to 25 inches with 11 to 19 inch tails. So they're not huge, but they're also not that small either. And most of the mustelids are relatively small, except for like some of the otters, and we'll get into that too. Next up is Procyonidae! Yay! Some of you have probably met one of the members of the Procyonidae family, the raccoon! Yes, the raccoon is a very well-known member of the Procyonidae species. Hilariously enough, with this group in particular, with this family in particular, they keep getting confused for bears. This keeps happening with the mustelids. Why does everyone think that they're bears? The trash pandas, yes! The trash pandas are here. These are our not bear babies. For some reason, so many of these guys, in one language or another, have the word bear in their name. Like the German word for panda, the German word for raccoon is washing bear. Bear? Bear? Does this look like a bear to you? We also have a couple members of this species that are named after cats. That one I can kind of see, actually. They do they do kind of look like cats, so I'm not surprised about that. I'm just surprised that we don't get more like monkey confusion or like lemur confusion. A lot of these members of the Procyonidae family are very stripy in the tail, and they've got a lot of tail. So washing checks out, bear not so much. I keep calling them pandas. Our trash pandas. The trash pandas do like washing things, and I think that is very cute. Hi, Alex Plyer. Welcome on in. Welcome. We are looking at the Procyonidae family right now. As you can see, there are quite a few genuses underneath the Procyonidae family, and these species are pretty much split up into raccoons, quatties, which are these guys with the long noses. They're very cute. Then we've got olingos, which are these kind of like very lemur looking guys up here. And then we've got the kinkajou, which is this little guy here, which honestly, looking at pretty much the entire mustelid family, the potos genus here with the kinkajou in it is honestly the one that's the like most likely to be the next one to move out of the mustelid family. Like, he's the most likely to go end up getting his own family. He's a little different. Hashtag different. Can I have a quatty? I did not see any cases of anyone owning a quatty in my research, but I could be wrong. This is the family that mostly I'm going to be talking about today. I'm mostly talking about Mustelidae. So these are the mustelids that I typically think of when I think of mustelid. It includes our long babies. These are the mustelids the long way. The long way. They're the most varied family of the Mustelidae, or the Mustelid. This Mustelodea, they're the most varied group family within that superfamily. So, no, come back. There's a lot of animals in here that you might know, but that you might not expect to be in a group together. So this family includes badgers, otters, martens, wolverines, polecats, weasels, minks, and ferrets, among, like, other shit in here. Ironic how probably the nicest mustelids are in the same family as the meanest one. Yes! There are some mean-ass motherfuckers in Mustelidae, and I love it. They are carnivores. We'll talk about that more later, but they are carnivores. So here's some little, Sally's censoring ferrets like a villain. Yeah, no, she's kind of evil like that. Her big ass fucking head is in the way. Physical features of the mustelids include our smallest mustelid. And again, this is only talking about Mustelidae. We're only talking about Mustelidae for these upcoming slides. Our smallest is the least weasel, which can range from 4 to 10 inches. They're so little! They're teeny tiny. Compare that to the giant otter, which is like 67 inches, which is like 5'7". I think, if I did my math right. 5 times 12 is 60 plus 7 inches. They're like taller than me. What? Crazy. So that's the giant otter. That's literally as tall as me. Like, these guys are fucking huge. As for the body, mustelids are known for their long bodies, little heads with a thick neck, little ears, and tails. They have 5 toes, they have scent glands, which is why they're stinky. They have carnivorous teeth and dense fur that can often change with the seasons. So some species, especially of weasels and things, they'll have like a winter coat and a summer coat. Typically the winter coat will be like pale and white to blend in with snow so they can camouflage themselves a little bit better. And then their summer coats will be like browns and typically a lot of like single colors. though sometimes they'll typically have like their backs and their tummies 2 different colors. And then sometimes they'll be spotted. They're stinky babies and they make farts. They do. They do. Typically, they have 3 main lifestyles within the mustelid groups. They have terrestrial capabilities, so they can run around on land. They can dig. Some mustelids, like badgers, especially badgers, are known for digging underground and living underground. There's also arboreal mustelids. There's mustelids that live up in the trees that can climb up with their big old paws. And then there's also semi-aquatic mustelids. Like, you guys obviously know that an otter spends a lot of time in the water. The sea otter, in particular, spends a lot of time in the water. Like, pretty much all the time in the water. Then you have their little specialized feet for digging, climbing, and swimming. I forgot to change the slide up, but here's some habitat. They pretty much live everywhere except for Australia, Antarctica, and island regions. And they don't live in the deserts so much. Ignore these ones. They're from the template that I was using. That's embarrassing. Here's some munchies. This is kind of what they eat. They are carnivores. Mustelids are carnivores. So most of the time, they're going to be eating meat. Typically, you'll see mustelids eating other animals, other small animals, especially like herbivores like rabbits, mice, rats, maybe the occasional bird, that kind of thing. It depends on like the region that they live in, but mustelids, especially weasels and like badgers and stuff, like they are good hunters. You can see them taking down whole rabbits. I didn't post any pictures of any, like, dead animals for you guys. I made sure to make this nice and basic so no one sees anything nasty. But if you're curious, you can totally look up pictures of mustelids, and they're fighters. They will kill other animals so that they can eat them. And that's the circle of life, baby. There are a lot of mustelids that eat fish and shellfish as well. A lot of otters will typically eat fish. And the sea otter is known for cracking like oysters and stuff open and eating the little meats inside. So they'll eat those too. And then some mustelids are omnivores. So they'll eat berries and veggies and other like scavenged foods around wherever they might live. So occasionally they do have more varied diets than just meat. So here's some reasons why you should like mustelids. Here's some cute examples of them, and they're so cute! Okay, sorry. So they have long noodle bodies. They make beautiful wiggles because of their long bodies. And then the fat mustelids, like the badgers, they're squishy cute. They're very cute and squishy and sweet, and they make wiggles with their bodies. They have teeny tiny little heads with big sharp teeth for killing very cutely. They do a really good kill, and they're like little tiny heads, and their fat necks are so cute. They have big paws. Like, look at the paws on this guy, and then look at the little webbed fingers on this guy, and then they got a little booping nose. They got a little nose that you can go booping on. Oh, they're so cute. Okay, here's some anyways, now to a much sadder page. A lot of mustelids interact with humans in some positive ways, but a lot of also very negative ways. On a positive note, we have the ferret, which is the only species of mustelid that has been completely domesticated. So the domesticated ferret is a common household pet. And they are very cute. We often go to ferret software after stream to see their ferrets running around, and those guys are mustelids, which is so fun. On the sadder side of that equation, you end up with a lot of mustelids that suffer from the fur trade. Mustelid fur, especially mink fur, sable fur, ermine fur, they're very like highly desired for their soft texture and dense fur. So you'll often see it used in the fur trade, used to make like fur coats or fur linings on things. Typically, animals in the fur trade are treated horribly, treated terribly, and then, you know, killed for their fur. So it's incredibly tragic, especially because these animals are so small, so you need a ton of them in order to make fur coats. So they suffer a lot from the fur trade, and there are, I believe it was a species of mink in America that was completely hunted to extinction in the 1890s, I think. Because of the fur trade, they were just completely hunted all the way out of extinction. So, yeah, that sucks. And it is very much still alive and well. Unfortunately, the fur trade, some countries have tried like banning fur products, and some have tried to like get quote unquote like better regulation on them. But honestly speaking, there's just not enough regulations, especially in my opinion. And then the other sad truth is that several species face declining populations due to habitat loss and destruction. Some big examples of this are the black-footed ferret, which you can see actually in this image. These are black-footed ferrets, which are different from domesticated ferrets. These are essentially wild ferrets, and they have very little habitat now because of all of the habitat destruction in North America. There's also like again, the sea otters. We keep going back to sea otters, but the sea otters also face declining populations because of overfishing. So when you do all of the overfishing in the areas that they live in, they have less prey to catch. So they can't catch as much prey, they can't feed themselves, so they can't live as much. So unfortunately, they also are facing a lot of negative consequences to human interaction. But that brings us to the end of our first PowerPoint. Yippee! Does anyone have any questions about the basics of mustelids? If you have any questions, now is the time for questions. I'll be taking questions at this moment. Yes, Yeehaw? I see you raising your hand there over there in the audience. What would you like to say there? Well, that was the end of our first PowerPoint, so I'm gonna go back here for a second so we can talk about it. Otters also have a little pouch that keep their favorite rock in. They are used, they all are one of the few animals on the earth that do use tools. They use specialized, well, like quote unquote specialized rocks. They find rocks that are really good at breaking into like clams and oysters and other shellfish, and they can use that rock to kind of like bust it open so they can get to the yummy meats inside, which I think is so cute. Hi Greg, welcome on in. Do mustelids wear cowboy hats? I have seen pictures of ferrets wearing cowboy hats, so the answer to that is yes. They do. They do. I have seen ferrets who wear cowboy hats. I hope this answers your question. Anyone else have any questions, comments, or concerns before we move on to our next one? I got another question? Okay, go for it. My question is, are there gay mustelids? You know, that's actually a really good question. There are a lot of animals in the animal kingdom that exhibit like same-sex relationships. I know of several species of birds that will have same-sex partners. And whales. I don't know if you guys knew this, but like we have so much evidence of gay humpback whale sex. Like literally I think it's like the few interactions where we humans have been able to observe humpback whales mating. It's been two guys. I mean, gay sex. Gay humpback whale sex. Their names are literally humpback whales. And they're doing it. They're getting freaky. Say Gex. Hump back. Happy Prife. That's what I'm saying. That's literally what I've been saying. Also lions. We do have a lot of evidence of gay lions as well. So, dolphins are freaky. Yep. Dolphins are freaky, like on so many levels. They have so many problems. Like, dolphins are freaky little motherfuckers. They like getting high. They like being freaky. They are, quite frankly, disgusting little individuals, and good for them. You know? Good for them. I'm not gonna judge a fucking whale. Me too, TB8! Fair enough. Too bad I'm not a dolphin. You're not a dolphin. You're like a little dinosaur. You're a little dinosaur. Okay, let me grab my other presentation. I think the thing I'm most excited about this one is I definitely want you guys to tell me, like, as we go through, what your favorite mustelid is. So as we go through this, feel free to give me your opinions on these individual mustelids, and keep in mind which one you think your favorite might be. Like, just hold them in your mind and be like, I like that bitch the most, I think. Okay? All right. This is good. This is gonna be good. Goanna raptors get freaky too. As long as they don't do anything stupid. Fair enough. All right. Welcome to me ranking every single mustelid. Oh, I have another question. Is the music okay? Is the music too loud at all? Let me know. If the music's a little too loud, I can turn it down. But otherwise, we're gonna keep listening to our Undertale Deltarune soundtrack. If you're watching the VOD for this later, feel free to put on whatever music you'd like. I'm jamming. But you can hear me okay, right? You guys can hear me all right. I'm all good. My audio balance is good. I've been trying to make sure that stays nice and balanced. Mustard. Okay. Thank you. Incredible wisdoms, Pupcake. Thank you. All right, so welcome to my ranking. Here's my disclaimer. This is my opinion. Differing opinions are accepted in the chat, but please don't be a dick. So I'm happy to see you guys talk about why one might be cute, or why one might be ugly, or why one is stupid or dumb. But respect your fellow chatters' opinions, respect my opinions, and don't be a dick. Rule number 1, don't be a dick. Okay? All right, cool. Again, feel free to share your opinions, even if they're different from mine, as long as you're not a wiener about it. Let's go. I'll steal your hair. Thank you. All right, we're starting off here at the bottom. We're going to start in F tier. So these ones are our F tier mustelids. Rule number 1, don't be a wiener. There are no F tier mustelids. Mustelids are beautiful and perfect in their own way. There are only good mustelids, okay? There are no bad mustelids. They're all beautiful, perfect, stunning, enchanting, enticing, magical. So anyways, we're moving on to D tier. And cute. Uh-huh. And they're cute. Okay. Our raccoons. D-tier raccoons. These bitches keep killing my fucking chickens. There are raccoons in my neighborhood that keep killing my goddamn chickens, and then they don't even eat them. They just kill them. And they don't even eat it. And they don't even eat my chicken. They're just, like, excuse me, I have to go out there and see this fucking bloodbath out here, and you didn't do nothing about it. Fuck you, D tier. This is a joke. I would actually probably put them in B tier. This one is mostly a joke because I'm a little petty about raccoons, but I actually kind of genuinely love them. They're really cute and stupid, and I like that they wash food. Have you guys ever seen those videos of raccoons washing Jell-O? They try to wash the Jell-O, but then it like washes their hand out of their way, and it's so fun. It's sad. Chickens are kind of dumb anyway. They don't have any brains. Yeah. They really don't. One of my chickens tries to peck my feet every time I go in there. I'm very proud of her. Yeah. Then washing cotton candy. Yes! When they wash cotton candy, they're so fucking stupid. I love them. I love them so much. Anyways. Next up we have the Southern River Otter. These guys are just kind of not a good looking otter, to be honest. We have a lot of otters that we're going to go through, and this one is unfortunately at the bottom of the tier list as far as otters go. My neighbors have chickens that like to chase you. Dude, chickens can be fucking mean sometimes. They're crazy. Me and bro look like this. Yeah, you know, and you know what? That's okay. Magog. Also, I've put these leaves on the side of certain species that are endangered. So I believe the dark blue is for vulnerable, this one is for endangered, and then yellow is critically endangered. So don't eat the leaf, that's their special badge. Next up we have the Palawan Stink Badger. And I will say, I do love this guy, but we've got a way better Stink Badger coming up. Also, he only lives in this tiny ass little region up here. We've got way better Stink Badger. This guy, he looks like he's a little bit of a freak. You know? He's kind of cute, but he also is a little bit of a freak. Newt likes me for my unflattering neck and weird eyes. He looks just like me. That's real. You know, some of these might be quite crazy opinions. Next in the D tier, we have the Eastern Lowland Olingo. Once again, we just have better Olingos. This guy's kind of bland. He's not really giving me anything. Some of these, I feel like I couldn't find any pictures of, and if they didn't give me anything, if they were not giving me pictures, they were not staying. Is that a type of lemur? No, definitely hero. These are mustelids. This is the mustelid stream. These are all mustelids. They're actually more closely related to raccoons. They're in the same family as raccoons. So, yeah. He looks like he got caught stealing. He looks like a magnetic mole got dropped in a bunch of that pharaohs. Mm-hmm. This dude is a little creepy. I don't like the way that he's looking at me. I could not find a flattering image of this thing. Next up is the Congo Clawless Otter. Once again, we just have so many better otters, and this one, I could not... was the stink bag? Wait, he does look like one of those little... Actually, he does look like one of those little, like, magnets that you put into the Pharaoh liquid. Yeah, okay. No, I see what you're on about. Oh, sorry. The Congo Clawless Otter. This picture is genuinely the cutest picture I could find of him. If I go out here real quick. These things are like little freaks. Look at this. This was like the this was like the main picture that showed up. And I was like, yeah, man. Me too. And also this one. He's so shocked. He does not know what's going on, man. These things do not understand what's going on. They just want to hang out in the mud. And you know what? Cheers to them. Next up we have a double feature because some of these are so hard to tell the difference between that when I looked up images of them, it was just the same images both ways. Some of these creatures I could not find images for, and that is the case with the Bornean ferret badger and the Chinese ferret badger. So I'm putting them together because the Bornean ferret badger is so endangered that it only lives in this tiny little speck of land. And they kind of look like the Chinese ferret badger as well. Yeah. So these guys get the same tier. And again, we're going to run into ferret badgers in the future that are way cuter. So, you know. But that was the D tier. Next up, we got C tier. So we're already moving up. These guys, I would say, are like kind of average. Like they're not crazy good, but they're also not crazy bad. They're just kind of These are the Mustelids. They are. They're kind of mid, you know? C tier and B tier are both kind of generally the same for me. Up next, we have the Vietnam ferret badger. These guys, I honestly should have put them higher just because of how interesting of a case they are. But the Vietnam ferret badger, as you can see, we don't even have a proper picture of alive. I couldn't put any picture here because every specimen we've found has been deceased. So I could not put a picture up because, like I said, I didn't want to put a picture of a dead animal. I didn't want anyone to feel uncomfortable or become triggered. So I had to use this drawing of a Vietnam ferret badger. We've only been able to find 2 individuals of the Vietnam ferret badger. So when I say both of them have been found dead, there's only been 2. 2 of them. I believe one in 2005 and one in 2008 or something like that. So they could potentially be almost extinct. We have no idea. The reason why this black leaf is here is that we literally don't have enough information to even tell how many of these there could be. So the Vietnam ferret badger is just a little bit of a mystery. We don't really know how many there are. We don't know if there's actually a ton of them somewhere or if there's like none left. We haven't really found one in a while, and to be fair, I don't think anyone's out there trying to find them. I hope there's a bunch of them. Like, there very well could be. I don't even have a region to show you guys. It's literally just Vietnam over here. This is just a map of Vietnam. Because when I was doing research, the region was just listed as, I don't know, Vietnam, I guess? But the good news is both of the specimens have been found relatively recently. Like I said, they were found in like 2005 or 2008. So that's good that they've been found recently. It's not like they were last spotted in like 1986 or something like that, you know? The last sighting was like 2008 or 2013. It might have been 2013. I don't know. But yeah. Or 1809. Yeah, I didn't include any extinct species, so this guy is technically not extinct. Dude, my hair. Dude, you took my fucking... Okay, you know what, that's... You know what, I was probably in the way with that. That was probably in the way, that's fine. My glasses? My glasses too? You wanted to just make me egg? You wanted to make me egg. No, you don't get to touch me with your emotes. Get out of here. Chad is right. You need to be Charles Xavier to teach us. Do you guys need me to do a British accent too? Do I need to start talking in a British accent? I'm Newt now. Searing? Egg. Egg? I thought he was from upstate New York. Yeah, but isn't he like British half the time? He's like, I'm Charles Xavier, and I am, to me, my X-Men, you know? To me, my trans femmes. He's British in the movies. Yeah. See? And that's every piece of X-Men media, apparently. Anyways, next up we have the Burmese ferret badger. It's cool being Newt. Get out of my life. Identity theft is not a joke. Identity theft is real. Identity theft is real. The Burmese ferret badger, we have better ferret badgers. It's kind of mid. I've seen better. Yeah. Eastern Mountain Quati. This guy, pretty cute actually. This one is pretty cute. There's Quatis that I like better. It's because Sir Patrick Stewart is damnably English. Yeah, he is just like really, really British. So there's not really much that we can do about that because he just makes such a good Charles Xavier, man. He's so good. Illegally British. It is illegal to be British, yeah, so that does make sense to me. Oh my god, hi Creamicle! Hi! Up next we have the Lesser Greason. It's called Lesser for a reason. It's not as good as the Greater Grayson, and we'll get there. This one is, again, the C tier in general is just kind of mid to me. There's a lot better, you know? Sorry, I've been talking a lot, so I need these. I like this dude's wig. He does kind of give, like, Pokemon energy. I think it's like Yungoos or something like that. Oh, notably, mongooses are not mustelids. Mongooses do kind of look like they would be mustelids, but they're not. So, no mongooses in here. Is Gentleman Ferret gonna be on this list? Technically, if I mean, they are considered ferret, so, you know. Speaking of that, some of the creatures on this list have subspecies. I didn't include subspecies. That would have taken me forever. Some species have like 22 subspecies. And you guys would get so bored. You guys would get so bored of seeing literally the same guy over and over again. So we're not doing subspecies. We're just doing species, okay? Oh, hey, I get my hair back? Fuck yeah. Next up is this silly little motherfucker. This is the Cozumel raccoon. This guy is critically endangered. He only lives in this teeny weeny, itty bitty little mini region. Just this tiny little region. But other than that, he pretty much just looks like a raccoon. Hashtag Mexico mention. Hashtag Mexico mention, everyone. Yep, hashtag Mexico mention. But this is the Cozumel raccoon. Unfortunately, he is critically endangered. So, if you're ever in Cozumel, maybe you'll see this guy. Maybe you'll see him. Next up, Hooded Skunk. This is probably my least favorite of the skunks. It's just kind of... Again, we have better skunks. This one is just kind of boring. Also, Mexico mention. We got another Mexican skunk in the chat. But there are other Mexican skunks out there. I don't know if that's like a metaphor. Striped polecat. This one was difficult to find imagery of. Some of these are just really hard to find pictures of. out in the wild. Pictures that are not taxidermy. So, what kind of cat is this? See what I mean when I say that people keep confusing mustelids for other creatures when they name it. This is not a cat. It's a polecat. Very different. Next up, we have another double feature. This is the western spotted skunk and the southern spotted skunk. The difference between these two being region. This one mostly lives in the United States and the western area of that, and this one mostly lives in #Mexico mention. But besides that, they pretty much look the same. For the most part, this is the same guy. I didn't want to do them back to back. There's not really any way for me to differentiate between these two. They look very similar. So to me, this is the same guy. Western spotted skunk, southern spotted skunk. There you go. I'm a bit of a Mexican skunk, TBH. All right. Next up, we have the Western Lowland Olingo. This is slightly better than the other Olingo that we looked at before, but this one, still a little creepy. You know, he's still a little bit of a creepy guy. He is still staring at me with those big ol' eyes. Look at him. He's plotting something. He knows something about me. I know it. I know he knows something about me. Would absolutely not invite him to the plant rotation. I think he would freak out. He looks like the kind of person that would freak out. Why are you staring at me? Next up, we have the Saharan striped polecat. Again, as you can tell by the crunchy, munchy, crunchy ass picture, very hard to find pictures of this thing. And despite being called the Saharan striped polecat, as you can see, it mostly lives actually on the outskirts of the Sahara. Because like I said before, mustelids don't really like the desert that much. They mostly kind of avoid the desert. Why is cat in the name? I wish I could tell you, man. Mostly people name animals after what they think it looks like, so that's probably the answer. The answer is probably look like cat. So therefore we call cat. Like same with like red panda. Red pandas are not a bear. We talked about this earlier, red pandas are not bears. They are not raccoons either. They are a secret third thing. Are you cat? Yes. Why does he look like a skunk? A lot of these creatures end up with a lot of the same patterning for a couple of reasons. Typically it'll be for like camouflage type of thing. So it might be for the same reasons why we see like zebras with stripes, because zebras use these high contrast stripes to kind of blend in with grasses and stuff like that. And so it might just be from that. Like I said, a lot of these guys are pretty related to each other. So it could also just be a genetics thing. I don't know. Maybe they're just more genetically predisposed to having this kind of black and white coloration to them. Speaking of another black and white guy, we've got the Patagonian weasel. We're going to be going through a lot of weasels today, and this guy is just kind of an okay weasel. We have a lot of weasels to go through, and as we go up the list, you guys will understand why this guy was a bit lower on the list, because we have a lot of weasels. He does kind of have like a little bit of a monk haircut, which I think is so funny. He's got just like this bald spot on his head. And again, typically if you see that I've used these crunchy ass pictures, it's probably because I could not find good pictures of them. Speaking of guys I got crunchy pictures of, this is the African striped weasel. This might be the African striped weasel, or it might be a picture of the Saharan striped polecat. It was very hard to tell the difference between images of them, and Google was not being helpful. So maybe this is the African striped weasel, and maybe it's the Saharan polecat. But either way, he's very cute. Up next is the Asian badger. This is a badger that lives up into like Central and East Asia. They're pretty cute, you know, they are just kind of a badger though. They're kind of just a badger. We've got better badgers. We've got badgers. This one definitely has the lowest contrast out of all of the badgers that we're going to see later. And badgers are usually very cute for their wideness, but this guy's a little bit more slender. And I miss the wideness of a badger. I like when badgers are wide. I like a wide badger. Next up, we've got a triple feature. That's right, 3 of them, all in the same one. These guys are all kind of exactly the same. These are 3 hog-nosed skunks, all from mildly different regions of South America. The Humboldt's hog-nosed skunk lives in the most southern region of the, like, very southern tip of the orcs from Dungeon Meshi. So true. Moving up a little bit, then you're gonna see the Molina's hog-nosed skunk. And then even further north, you get the striped hog-nosed skunk, but they all kind of look the same. And again, I don't know if I got the right pictures of these creatures. It was very hard to tell from looking them up which one was which, so this is kind of a solid guesstimate. These 2 could be pictures of the same animal. I have no idea. Literally. I love Dungeon Meshi. Dude, Dungeon Meshi's so good. Humboldt's hognose sounds like an endearing insult. It really does. Like, they're so funny to me. Next up, we've got the Neotropical Otter and the Marine Otter, which are also both from South America. They're kind of like the most average otter I feel like I've ever seen. These are truly just... That's an otter. You know? Like, these are for sure just otters. Me, when I look at my gay friends that are hairier than a twink, Mexican otter is what they call my uncle. Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. Next up, we got the giant otter. I actually kind of like this guy. I don't know why I put him in C tier. I think honestly, I would probably move this guy up to B tier or A tier. You're dating me, by the way! Did I miss Mustelid? No, you haven't missed it. We're ranking things. Coda, welcome on in. You're never too late. Hop on in. We haven't gotten to either of the Mustelids that I'm excited for you particularly to see, Coda. I've got a couple up here that I'm like very excited to share with you. It reminds me of someone here. I kind of actually really like... We have those scary river otters here. Yeah, you probably are thinking of the giant river otter. This is, again, one of the more flattering images of the giant otter. They're very scary. A lot of people are like, oh, these things are like the most terrifying creatures. The giant river otter. But I like him, personally. I think he's kind of silly. And he's also really big. They can grow up to like 5 feet 7 inches. That's fucking big, dude. Next up, we've got 2 hog badgers. We were looking at hog-nosed skunks earlier, and now we're looking at hog badgers. I kind of like these guys, but again, we're kind of, you know, they're kind of C tier, kind of mid, you know? They both kind of live in the same region, so again, had a very hard time telling the difference between these 2. And, yeah, they're just kind of there. They're very cute, though. They do kind of look like half pig, half badger. I kind of like that. This one is sniffing Sally. It's going... And, I think that's cute, too. We've got another hog badger as well, the Sumatran hog badger. This guy's just... a little creepy. I don't know. He now looks like he's gonna sniff me. Next. The Colombian weasel! Colombia mention, everyone! Everyone clap for Colombia mention! Yes! We did it! Hashtag Colombia mention! We did it! Oh my god. That's right, there is a Colombian weasel. They live in this this itty bitty little teeny tiny region right here. Columbia mentioned, holy shit. Yeah, they are a vulnerable species. Yes. Everyone please clap. Zoom in the map. I don't know how to zoom in on here, but yeah, it's really tiny. It's right there. Hope this helps. I'm kind of circling it with my mouse. It's right there. It's itty bitty. So yeah, the Columbia weasel, it does look a lot like a bunch of other weasels that we have coming up here. But honestly, it's hard for me to place a weasel so low on the list. I love weasels. I'd turn the torch lady into a Colombian weasel. Dude, can you imagine? Columbia Pictures' new mascot, the Colombian weasel. You weasel. Me. Me when I'm weasel. Me when I'm weasel. Me when I'm weasel. Next up we got the Indonesian mountain weasel. They live down, shockingly, in Indonesia. And again, we have a lot of weasels. There's a lot of fucking weasels. So we're just gonna kind of skim through this one because we've got more weasels to go through. Why in a mountain? They live there, man. They live there. I kind of look like a weasel. Like, so true. Again, see, we've got another weasel. All of these weasels kind of generally look the same. This one's the Egyptian weasel. They live in Egypt. That's right, they're a weasel, and they live in Egypt. This one is the back-striped weasel. They live up here in, like, southern China kind of area. And they have a cute little stripe down their back that I quite like. I kept not being able to find pictures of this guy because I kept looking up black striped weasel, and then I would get the Saharan striped polecat that we were talking about earlier, and I was like, that's so weird. Why am I just getting more pictures of this? And then I realized, oh, it's back striped weasel. So now you guys get this terrible Shutterstock image because there actually wasn't that many images of them. But yeah, the back-striped weasel of southern China. They're very cute. Oh, we got ad jail. Should I sit around and wait for ads? I don't know. Ugh, might give me a time for a break. I'm gonna do a big stretch. Oh my god, Pupcake's birthday is tomorrow? That's crazy. Oh my god, are you doing anything fun for your birthday? Maybe we can just kind of sit and chill while everyone else is in ads. I also like the comment, this weasel has a zipper. This is actually an alien pretending to be a weasel. I'm not giving you my hair as a birthday gift. What are you, some kind of crazed fan? And I'm like a fancy pop star? I'm not giving you a chunk of my hair. Or all of it. I only have so many wigs left. Freedom? Okay, welcome back, everyone. We were talking about other shit while you were gone. But don't worry. I'm still here. I'm aging for a birthday. What else should I do? For my family, we typically go out for dinner. Yeah. We couldn't last year, unfortunately. I didn't get my birthday dinner, but whatever. Oh shit, that was the last C tier. We're moving on to B tier. Yay! These are kind of mid, but also slightly better. These are mid, but slightly positive, you know? Go out in this economy? There's places you could go for free, for sure. There's also, ooh, if your birthday actually is tomorrow, look up places that do like free birthday items. There's a lot of like fast food or restaurant type places that will give you free shit for your birthday. Like I know like Krispy Kreme gives you like free donuts or something like that. Like a lot of places will give you like a free donut or a free drink. it's usually like a free dessert of some kind, but there might be one near you, so look that up. Next up on our list of otters, we have the hairy-nosed otter. They're kind of cute. I like that they have hair. I like that their name is hairy-nosed otter. I don't know. It's just kind of fun to me. They have like a little mustache. Okay, awesome. I'm not giving you my hair. Another Olingo on the list. We've got the northern Olingo. This one is #Mexico mention. This one is better than the rest of the Olingos. I think they're a little bit cuter. But they're not the cutest Olingo. We'll get to that one eventually. I want to be Newt for the day. No one could be me. I'm too special and epic. Out of the hognose... Bruh. Out of the hognose skunks, we have now reached my personal favorite hog-nosed skunk. This is the American hog-nosed skunk. I like that this hog-nosed skunk has a black nose, whereas the rest of them had like little pink noses. I'm an egg. I'm an egg again. But yeah, they're also Mexican. So I think they're very cute. And, oh, we've got the South American coati. I think these guys are so cute. I like their long tails. I feel like they would feel really good. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they would be good to hold. Like, I want to hold them. I love these freaks. Yes! South America mention. They're really, really cute. This isn't the cutest coati to me, but it's like getting there. We're in the B tier now, you know? Like, these guys are like pretty cute. I've seen photos of them in the region. Ooh, I bet that you could find a zoo somewhere around here that would have a coati in it. Next up we've got the beach martin. This martin's pretty cute. I do love a martin. This one's pretty cute. They live in Europe and Asia. They live in Eurasia. The name is so polite. Look at this polite guy. Oh yeah, that's Martin. He likes the beach. Oh, that's Beach Martin. He's Martin, but he's on the beach. That's lovely. Oh, where you can find Martin? Oh, the beach. He's very cute. What is the difference between a martin and a weasel? Vibes. Vibes. Quite frankly, I think it's a naming thing. It's mostly a naming thing. So yeah. Most of the differences between like martins, weasels, and all of those like guys, the ferrets and stuff like that, it's usually like skeletal stuff. Some of them have like minor differences in the teeth or like the skull and stuff like that. I'm not so good at those kinds of things. Martins to me are like a little bit taller. They have like more leg. They're a little bit leggier than a weasel. Weasels are a little less leggy. We'll see a weasel coming up here soon, I think. We've got the African clawless otter. I feel like, again, this is a very otter. Like, this is a very... That's an otter, you know? This is just... That's some guy. Yeah, another wise old man. These, like, otters, sometimes they look like wise old men. Yeah, they're like little gentlemen. I would smoke a blunt with him. Welcome to Chrome's second list of which mustelids he would smoke a blunt with. Then we've got the Nilgiri martin. These guys were difficult to find cute pictures of, but they're so cute. I love their highly contrasting tails to tummies. You like these guys? Yeah? Holy fuck, holy shit. Oh, they live in a tiny region down here in India, so as you can imagine, it was pretty hard for me to find pictures of them, but they're so freaking cute. I'm like obsessed with their high contrast coloring. They're very cute to me. They are they're like in danger of being, they're vulnerable. So yeah. They're definitely plotting something. I've seen like pictures of them in groups. They look like they would kind of plot your demise. But again, these guys are martens. See how long their legs are? Look at their long, long legs. They're tall boys. Then we've got another otter. We've got the smooth-coated otter. These guys also live in sort of South India down into like the Southeast Asia. Yeah, they look more slender than weasels. Yeah, they're like taller and stuff. I don't know. My eyes burn. This guy is fun because he's smooth. That's my only opinion on that. Next up, we've got another ferret badger. I think that this one, however, is very cute. You can kind of see him behind there. I like his little pink nose. I like how smooth his coloring is. I like this ferret badger. Ferret badgers are also something that is new to me. Yeah, I like them though. I'm kind of into them. Oh, and we've got another badger. This is the Japanese badger. And you know what? They look so polite. They look very sweet to me. You know, the Japanese badger is kind of giving like pastel, you know? I shall marry... Pupcake, this is a badger. That's a creatures. This is his creatures. I don't know what's going on with his eye here. I hope they're okay. Must be some kind of like infection or something. Anyway, next up we have the Japanese weasel. I didn't realize that I put the Japanese badger and the Japanese weasel right next to each other, but this guy is very cute. Again, we've got a weasel, so he's like a little bit shorter in the leg. But this one's really cute. I like his little face mask. He's a little cutie patootie. The reason why this map has two colors is because there's two subspecies of the Japanese weasel. There's an upper area and a lower area. Why can't I marry him? You're gonna have to go to the legal department for that one. And then ask them about that. I don't want to talk about that. Is he sitting on a Japanese maple leaf? I wish I knew more about plants. Maybe I could actually tell you what kind of tree this is. But in my heart, it's a Japanese maple tree. So the answer is yes. Next up, we got the Western Mountain Quatsi. I don't know what to tell you. I just like this one. And also, it's got Olive in the name. And I was talking to Olive while I was doing this ranking. So I ended up... so I put it kind of high on the list. So, you know, that's that one. This one's Olive. This is literally Olive _ jests. And if I don't know what to tell you about it, it's also hashtag South America mention. Like literally, yeah. Next up, we've got the mountain weasel. I think this guy's just fucking adorable. Look at his big fucking toes. Hi. So cute. Again, we have cuter weasels, and I know it's crazy for me to say that, but there are cuter weasels. Yes, actually. And he lives up here. Big fan of this dude. I like them a lot. It was really hard for me to rank any weasel below like an A. So. He does look like a potato. He's kind of potato-y. He's really cute. Okay, we also have the Siberian weasel, which is also so cute. They're so cute. Look at their little mask. This guy's definitely in their winter outfit, but it is so cute. I think passing this dude a blunt would have serious environmental consequences. Yeah, maybe for a couple reasons. They're so cute. As you can see, they live up in Siberia, down into China, and a little bit in Japan. Cutie patootie. Then we have the long-tailed weasel, which is kind of me. Like, if you really think about it, I'm kind of a long-tailed weasel. They live in North America and a little bit down into South America. There's a lot of these bitches. So most likely, if you have seen a weasel and you're in the North United States, you're like in the States region or Mexico, it might have been one of these guys. There's a lot of these bitches around here. Yeah. I'm kind of a long-tailed weasel. I'm just saying, I think I have a long tail and I'm kind of a weasel. And then we've got the American badger. Look at the width on this guy. The absolute girth of it. Oh my god. Also, I love that his name is Taxidea Taxus, because he lives in Texas. In Texas. Yeah, they're in a majority of the habitable North American continent. Ta-da! Except for the East. These bitches hate the East Coast, I guess. And you know what? Can you really blame them? Can you really blame them? Then we have the Eurasian otter. This is another pretty ottery otter. Very ottery otter. It is truly an otter. This is like the otter. It's literally Lutra Lutra. So this is like the otter. You know what I mean? This dude's hands are so smooth. They really are. And they blend so well into this log. So yeah. Even otters have that kind of like brown on top, white on bottom. You'll see a lot of the weasels, a lot of the creatures in the Mustelid family have the white on top. Or sorry, the white on bottom, brown on top. They've all got the same thing. The otter. This is the otter. Mr. Otter. Next up, we're going into A tier, baby. If you thought B tier was bangers, just wait till you see all of my A tier. Because A tier is getting good. They're not on my... I do have an S tier. So S tier is reserved for my, like, top tier favorites. But A tier, these guys are, like, so cute. They are iconic. They are incredible. Really good mustelids. Do you think it's to hide from larger predators overhead while deceiving lower prey into mistaking them for the sky? Probably yes. I know some mustelids use the duotone for other reasons. Stoats in particular, which we have not seen stoats yet, but stoats in particular will use their contrasting colors when they jump around to try and confuse their prey into not really knowing where they are. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hypnotizing, essentially. All right, A tier. We've got my favorite Olingo, the Olinguito, because look at him! He's so polite! And his name is Olinguito. I love him! They're so cute! They're so good. Hashtag sharks have that too. I love sharks. I love sharks. This guy is so fucking cute. Like literally a little guy. Look at him. He's smiling at me. Like this is someone's kind uncle. Yeah, literally Ito. Like he's smiling at me. He's polite. He's having a good time. He's the :3 face. He's so cute to me. I would pass him the blunt. Yeah. This guy is passing you the blunt. He actually brought not only the weed, but he also brought the snacks and the drinks. He rolled it to perfection. Yeah. I was reading a book on the bus today and one of the characters' name was Ito. She now looks like an Olinguito to me. This is your book character now. This is the character from your book. Next up, we have the other stink badger. Look at this fucking thing. Good night, Puffcake. I hope you sleep well. But look at this guy. He's got a wig. Dude, he's got a fucking mullet. What is that creature? This is the Sunda stink badger. If you guys remember, we saw the other stink badger down in D tier, but this one, A tier. I fucking love this ugly ass thing. It's so fun to me. Look at him! He's got a fuck ass mullet! He's a punk rock roadie. Like, I would love to see this guy as a cartoon character. This looks like a cartoon character to me. I love him so much. Hello, Destiny Crystal. Welcome on in. You're just in time for our A tier. And if you also remember, we also talked about the lesser Greason, like way back in, I think, D or C tier. This is the greater Greason, which looks way different, and I love them. They've got this incredibly smooth body, and like the smooth patterning on their body, it's just so nice. I really like this guy. I like him a lot. I like their very like aerodynamic form. They just look very like smooth. It's 3:46. What are you doing here? Destiny Crystal, what are you doing here? You need to be getting some sleep, man. You gotta go back to bed. I hope I'm able to lull you back to sleep. Also, this guy's another South American. Check that out. Love to see it. I'm drawing. Okay, well, maybe do some exercise. Get yourself sleepy. I've heard that if you spend a minute while you're laying down, not while you're drawing, of course, but while you're laying down, if you spend a minute blinking as fast as you can, it'll trick your eyes into getting tired. Maybe you guys should try that one next time you're sleepy, but you can't go to sleep. But yeah, this guy, I just like him a lot. I think he's really fun. Next up, we have the spotted-necked otter. Again, just a really fucking cute otter. They're African. They live in kind of Central Africa here, and just a little itty bit down here. But yeah, these guys are just so sweet looking. They look so soft and so fluffy, and they have this cute little spotty neck. It's so fun. I like them a lot. Destiny, rest your eyes. Maybe we can lull you back to sleep? They're on my continent. Oh, fuck yeah! Next up we have the white-nosed coati. This is my favorite of the coatis. Hashtag Mexico mention. And these guys, their coloring is so beautiful to me. I love the black and the white. Ooh. Sorry. I love the black and the white coloring, the white on the face. They are the white-nosed coati, and I like them a lot. He's got a mask. He's got like a little superhero mask. I love them. I never slept. I'm running on 8 hours of sleep. I mean, 8 hours of sleep is good, but when did you get that 8 hours? You know? He's got the ski mask. Yeah. Okay, and next up we have the marbled polecat. The marbled polecat is very cute because they're spotty. They look like a little chocolate chip cookie. They look like cookies and cream ice cream. They live up in sort of like Central Asia kind of region. Like if you if you split Asia down the middle like a hot dog. Or a hamburger? No, hot dog. It looks like banana chocolate. This one's really cute. Yeah, I love the marbled polecat. They are vulnerable. They're a vulnerable species, but they're just so fun. They look so yummy. Not like in a like I want to eat them like meat kind of way, but yummy as in like they look like they would taste like cookies and cream ice cream. Yeah. Oh no, your dog was being naughty. Oh man. We also have the pygmy spotted skunk. This is the smallest of the spotted skunk species, and it lives along the coast here of Mexico. I like little itty bitty guys, and this is a very cute little guy. So, yeah. Next up, we have the Amazon weasel. Another pretty typical weasel, all things speaking here. But they're cute. I'm cooking, so I'll sleep when you're done with the line art. Do the line art and then go back to sleep, okay? They're long, boys. This is the Rorschach skunk and the Flan weasel. Flan weasel. Yeah. Oh my god, it is kind of flan colored. Next up, we have the Fisher. The Fisher's a very unique mustelid to me because he's like a big boy. Look at him. Look at these massive paws. As you might imagine, his name is the Fisher because he likes to fish. They eat a lot of fish because they're the fisher. And they live up in Canada and down the west coast a little bit. But I love them! They're so cute! Is he close to raccoon? Oh my god, I can't remember which group he's in. I can't remember if it's... Oh. Canada mention. I don't remember if he's on the raccoon side of the family or the mustelid side of the family. I can't remember. I'll have to look it up in a second. But those guys, so cute. Next up, we've got one of the cutest otters of all time. The Asian small-clawed otter. Any picture you look up of this guy, it is like the sweetest, most delicate face you've ever seen. The sweetest little cutie patootie ever. Happy Pride Month. Happy Pride. Just the sweetest little cutie patootie little otter you've ever seen in your whole life. They are just like little angel babies. I mean, obviously not like attitude-wise, because otters are all kind of freaks, but, you know. This one's cute in particular. This one in particular, very cute. Next up, we've got the yellow-bellied weasel. And this guy, another super fun coloration. They're yellow-bellied. They literally have this, like, fun, orangey color. This guy literally looks like a fucking butterscotch candy bar. He looks like a fucking butterscotch candy bar. You bit him down the middle, and now it's this, like, yellowy orange on the inside, and the brown on the top. Beautiful coloration. Truly stunning. What a weasel. So gorgeous. Next up, my favorite spotted skunk. Also, did you know that skunks stand like this when they're trying to poot on you? They are trying to fart on you, so they stand up and they go, "Don't mess with me." This guy does live kind of on the East and Central America. Caramel weasel. Yes! Caramel. But this guy, just so cute. So good. I also like that his last name is Putorius, because he does in fact poot on you. Next up we have the European mink. I do love minks. They're one of my favorite mustelid species. So we've got the European mink here. They are in fact critically endangered, unfortunately. And as you can see, their location is kind of spotty between France and Russia up here. These are one of the mustelids that have been hunted because of the fur trade. So, yeah, this guy unfortunately is probably critically endangered because of that. And then we've got the European polecat, which, compared to the mink, there's a lot more of these bitches. But they are deadly creatures. Oh, for sure. No, we've talked about how these guys are carnivores. Mustelids are carnivores. I know that skunks also stop to intimidate and assert dominance. I love them. They're so silly. And then we've got North American river otter. I just think these guys are so ottercore to me, and I love them very much. They live in North America. To me, this is otter. You know what I mean? And it might be because I live in North America. Anyways. We've got the steppe polecat. Another incredibly cute mustelid. This one also lives in the sort of like Central Asia region. Ah, just so cute. Otters are cute, but I don't trust them. They'd be evil like dolphins. I don't think there's ever any such thing as an evil animal. They're just freaks. They are freaks. But it's not because they're evil. They don't have morals, and that's the problem. We humans have morals. Animals don't. They do not. Oh my god. I was drinking my water. I was not I was not expecting you to say, "What are you doing, step polecat?" That's so funny. Oh my god, step polecat. What are you doing here? In Central Asia? This is why people subscribe to the whole "they're evil" thing to them. Otters are freaks, they bite their nose when they do the deed. Okay, freaks. Alright, freaks. Step polecat, get out of here. Oh, my favorite! Okay, sorry. I should have put this guy in S tier. He's a new... I've never heard of this guy before, but this is the crab-eating raccoon. You've heard of crab rangoons. But have you met the crab-eating raccoon? That's right. This bitch lives in South America. And they're like a raccoon on Ozempic. They're just like skinny legends for some reason. And I love him so much. And the other funny thing is, when I was trying to get pictures of this, right, I was searching crab-eating raccoon, right? And the first autofill that showed up was crab-eating raccoon diet. Hey, bitch, what the fuck do you think it is? I'm gonna give you one guess what you think the crab-eating raccoon's diet is. Is this raccoon in the image taking a shit? No, I believe it's taking a piss, actually. I do believe that it is taking a piss on the ground. Honestly, it's probably terrified of the photographer, but this was the best picture of a crab-eating raccoon that I could get. I hope you love him. I mean, that checks out for a mammal in South America. They're always long. You guys got some long boys down there. Dude, they got mammals the long way. The long way. What could a crab-eating raccoon eat? Sausages? The long way. Speaking of the long way, we've got the Malayan weasel. This guy was almost an S tier for me because, once again, I look like this. I look like this guy. I love him. I love the coloration of this one, the way that it's like golden colored. So fun. So beautiful. It lives down here in this region. It's the white boy of the weasel world. Awesome. This does look like he... The only non-long animal in South America is the capybara. Right! Until you remember that it's the biggest rodent of the rodent family. So it kind of is a rodent the long way. This is the quirked up white boy of the weasel world. Oh god, why am I glitching out? Am I frozen? No, I have to talk about the honey badger. Did my phone die? Oh my god, I think my phone died. Oh my god, my phone died. Turn the fuck back on. I'm talking about something here. No, you guys don't get to look at the honey badger. We're looking at the Malayan weasel. Like this post if you're kind of a quirked up white boy. And you're kind of a... Yeah, I don't know why the fuck my phone restarted. It's at 85% battery. Hello? What the fuck? That was so weird. Honey badger, my fucking everything. Yeah, so honey badgers are most well known for not giving a fuck, and quite frankly, they are incredible creatures for their ability to not give a single fuck. I need to pull this over here while I restart VTube Studio. So yes, honey badgers don't give a fuck. Why am I up here? Okay. Okay. Am I back? Okay, I'm back. Okay. Anyways, honey badger, is really fucking awesome. They are like one of the most crazy ass killers of the Mustelid world. This badger is butch to me. Honestly, I would love to see a butch honey badger OC. I feel like that would slay. That would slay very much, so yeah. But the honey badgers are badass. They're really, really cool. They will just like absolutely fucking destroy venomous snakes. And you know what? Fuck yeah. You kill those fucking creatures. Also, as much as we hate this franchise, but Honey Badger has replaced the house mascot for Harry Potter's Hufflepuff mascot, which is meant to be an English badger. Wait, really? Why? Why did they replace the badger with the fucking honey badger? That's strange. Watch me make a honey badger transformer OC. I think it could work. I do think it could work. Honey badgers literally scare off lions. They don't give a fuck. Like, they literally don't give a fuck. They're crazy ass bitches. And you know what? Good for them. Good for them. Next up, we have the American mink. Ah, I love these guys so much. They're so cute. The honey badger is cooler, but it's more of a fandom thing than an official thing. Lame. Sorry, I think that's lame. But also, these guys are fucking cute as shit. I love minks so much. These guys are awesome. Like I said, I love minks. I love minks very much. Next up is the yellow-throated marten. You can really see the marten features in this guy. Look how long they are. They're tall. They've got a little bit more triangular face, but they're very long of leg. Yeah. The yellow-throated marten, this might shock you, but they do have a yellow throat. Yeah. Yeah. They're pretty cool. Compared to a weasel, these dudes long. Mm-hmm. They can take down prey bigger than him. That's true of a lot of mustelids. Mustelids are crazy hunters. I did not put any pictures of dead animals in this PowerPoint because I know that hurts a lot of people. So if that's something that you guys want to look up yourselves, you are free to do so. If you are not bothered by seeing pictures of animals hunting each other. I'm not personally bothered by it because it's the hashtag circle of life, but I know it bothers a lot of people, so I tried not to do that in this PowerPoint. Oh yeah, they do kind of look like the long cat leather goblins. They got cute paws though. All right, next up we have the Himalayan red panda. This guy is the red panda with the big white patch on top of their head. They're cute. But I like the other ones more. I like the Chinese red pandas more, and we'll get there. We'll get there. Then we've got the Japanese marten. Oh my god, look at this thing. The Japanese marten is actually what invented the word kawaii. The Japanese marten did in fact invent the word kawaii, and then the rest of the Japanese population was like, oh, cool. We're gonna name everything cute after you. Look at this fucking thing. It's adorable. Mm-hmm. What'll be the next topic you do presentation style streams on? I don't know. If anyone has any fun suggestions, if you guys liked this, please leave me suggestions. I always love seeing them, especially in my Discord. We have a suggestions channel. I use that to tell, like, you know, what you guys are enjoying, what you want to see more of. Then this one is the last of the A tier list. This is the Tyra. And they're just so cute to me. Also for Coda, this guy's name is Ada. Ada Barbara. Awesome. And then look, they live where you live. South America. I have a bit of Gross suggestion? Context of a medical lab scientist. Hey, a suggestion's a suggestion. Can we do cryptids from around the world? Oh, that'd be really fun. PowerPoint for all the animals we are? Oh, that's also a really fun idea. You guys have to leave these suggestions in the Discord. I will forget if it's in the Twitch chat. If it's in the Discord, it doesn't go away. And then I can remember. I have ADHD. You guys have to work with me here. Tier list of helminth parasites. See, I don't know anything about helminth parasites. That's something that you should make. You should make your tier list of the parasites that you enjoy and or disenjoy. I'm doing mustelids because I love mustelids. I'm a big fan of them. Bunny, capybara, bear, owl. Also, yes, I'll put it in the Discord. Okay, yeah. Not parasites. Yeah, see, that's the other problem is I feel like the Twitch crowd... Parasites are pretty gross. Parasites are pretty nasty. They're nasty guys. But what's not nasty, guys, is my S tier. I have an S tier now that we're going to get into. These guys are my favorites of favorites. These are the golden mustelids. These are, when I say I love mustelids, I'm thinking about these guys. They are incredible to me. Starting off with 2 new members of my S tier. I didn't know that these guys existed, and now they're like my favorite thing in the world. Most commonly is the ring-tailed cat, but the cacomissile is a little bit more southern. They're kind of very similar. Holy shit, they're so cute! They're adorable! Oh my god. And look at this. They're so cute. They do look like a little kitty cat with like a ring-striped tail. They're so cool! Mexico mention! They're adorable. This guy in particular is very cute. I love the ring-tailed cat. I need to look into these guys more because I'm kind of in love with them after this. Then we have the striped skunk. When I think of a skunk, I think of this guy. To me, this is the skunk of skunks, you know? He's Mephitis. He is the skunk ever. And it looks like people are trapped in ads, so I'll go ahead and not go any further than this. I'll have like a sippy of my lemonade. But like, this is the skunk. The striped skunk. I love the striped skunk. Mephisto is the devil, which makes this funny if it was named by an Englishman. I actually kind of wonder where Mephitis, like, comes from. Because, like, does it come from Mephisto? I don't know. I should have done more deep research. I didn't really look into the names too much because I figured that you guys wouldn't care about that kind of stuff, but yeah. Like, do you think that they named it after that because it smells like brimstone? Oh! You know what? That could be very well what it was. Because, like, they're like, oh shit, these guys smell like hell. Their name is Hell. Their name is Stinky Ass Motherfucker. Their name is Stinky McNarsty. And I love him. I think my favorite part of striped skunks is this little stripe on the forehead. They're so cute. I love them. Some people can actually have skunks as pets. They're not necessarily domesticated, but you can remove a skunk's anal scent glands so that they can't stink you. They can't stink anymore. So some people will keep skunks as pets after they've been, like, de-stinked. I've heard that they act kind of like cats. So, you know. Oh, Bear says skunks are their favorite. Interesting. I can't wait to see what everyone puts as their favorite. And of course, here is the Chinese red panda. My preference of the two red pandas because I like the more dark coloration of this one. I think it's very cute. Red pandas in general are fucking adorable. I love how round they are. I love their long tails and their little pointy ears with the little tufts at the end. Perfect. Perfect. Next up, we have the kinkajou. Kinkajous are fucking adorable. They are the only thing in the Potos genus, and they are also sometimes called honey bears. So, yeah. They're very cute. They are South American and Mexican. Super, super cute. I love their tiny little faces. They make me think of a lemur or like a monkey. So, yeah. I remember driving past an area on the highway that stunk to high hell, and it was probably most likely a run-over skunk in the area. I think I'm lucky enough to have not really ever smelled a skunk. I think there might have been a couple of times that I just assumed it was something else. But I can't remember. That's kind of Coda to me, by the way. Then we've got Wolverine. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. The Wolverine. Obviously, Gulo Gulo is an S tier. His scientific name is Gulo Gulo. Yeah. That's a big W from me. That's a butch. Of course, I had to put a picture of Wolverine. I mean, I'm an X-Men fan here. I had to put X-Men Wolverine in here too. But I would share the blunt with this guy. But I also just really like Wolverines because they're so big. They're kind of like dog-like to me almost. They're really fun and I like them. Canada, Canada, Canada. So yeah, Gulo Gulo lives up in Canada as well as sort of the northern part of Asia as well. And look at them. I like them. They're wide. They've got big old paws, but they still got that little tiny mustelid head, you know? You can really see it. All right, next up we've got the American marten, who's probably my choice for the representation of martens in S tier. They live mostly up north. Another Canada mention. Much like the comic Wolverine, real Wolverine can and will maul you. For sure. For sure. They will fuck you up. But this guy's very cute to me. Like I said, I love martens, and so it was really hard for me to decide like which marten I liked the best. But this guy is definitely up there for like the cutest one. Then we've got the sea otter. Yay! Sea otters are super cute. I feel like their fuzzy white faces and their little noses are just so iconic. Their ability to use tools to open up shells, also very iconic. The way that they'll carry their babies on their tummies. They're just so cute and adorable. I also love their teeny tiny little ears. They're so round. And unfortunately, they are also endangered. Yeah, they're not very widespread at all. They're actually endangered and are decreasing in population due to overfishing. When there's overfishing, they can't find as many food sources, and unfortunately, they can't sustain a higher population. The male sea otter will hold a child hostage if the female doesn't give him what he wants. Animals are freaks. Yep, we've gone over the otters, especially, are kind of little freaks. They are, in fact, little freaks. Oh, we've got another marten. This is the European pine marten. I also love this guy because they're kind of skinty legends. I love martens. I love their long legs. And they're kind of fox-like faces. They're kind of foxy, but also like a little bit like weaselly. They're such a fun mix of the two. Dolphins are worse. Again, animals are little freaks, guys. Yeah. It's true. Animals are little freaks. They're not evil. They don't have morals like we do. Please keep in mind that animals do not have morals. We are assigning morals to animals. They are just fulfilling instincts. and desires. And you know what? So on and so forth. That would be a fun presentation, The Freaky Lives of Dolphins. To be quite honest, I could not talk about half the shit that makes dolphins freaky on Twitch without TOS not really liking me. So. Next up, we've got Melez, the European badger. These guys are truly the badger of all time. Look at how wide this thing is. The wide stance, the contrast against this beautiful green grass, these two stripes, the wisdom in the eye. Another butch. Animals that are butch, according to Chrome. Just the rotundness of this guy. They are truly the badger. They are Melis. She's straight edge though, so I wouldn't invite her to the blood rotation. Maybe she can like drive everyone home after a long night, you know? I feel like you could rely on European badger. But also you probably wouldn't invite her to a party. Yeah. But yeah, no, I love the roundness of this guy. They're just so wide, like the widest stance. That guy's not going over. You could not push this guy over. Nope. Then we've got the black-footed ferret, which is actually, as you can see, just barely hanging on there in America. These guys are also endangered and their habitats are declining, unfortunately. So it's kind of a tragic truth of it that they are probably not going to be around for too much longer. And they look so much like domestic ferrets. Like, this guy looks exactly like the next member of our list, the ferret. The domestic ferret, specifically. Yeah, these guys are great pets. They are little freaks, and they smell really bad. So I would not recommend getting ferrets unless you've got a lot of room for them. But they're cute and silly and little rascals. They love stealing things. They love hiding things in weird locations. They definitely love storing stuff. A European badger looks like he wears a little vest and top hat while smoking a little pipe. I always think of the badger character from Fantastic Mr. Fox. Then we've got the least weasel. I love least weasels. They're so little. They're like only a few inches long. They're less than 10 inches long. Teeny tiny. These guys are so small. If you look up pictures of them, you'll see them like being held in human hands, and they're so tiny. They get blocked up easily. Yeah, it's you gotta. I mean, they're just like any animal or any pet you gotta take care of. You gotta know exactly what kind of things you can and can't feed them. You gotta know what signs to look out for, like health-wise, and you gotta know that you can take them to a local vet. It's very important when you take care of animals. Another little guy that hunts things bigger than him. Yeah, these guys, and my next favorite, the stoat. These guys are easily my top 3 of mustelids of all time. Stoats are one of my favorites. I love stoats. These guys will hunt down and kill rabbits. They are known for jumping in the air and flipping around to try and confuse prey. And they use their contrasting color to do that kind of hypnotizing, like, wah-pa-pa, wah-pa-pa motion. They're super cute to me. They're also very small, which I think is very fun. And yeah, they're my top 3 for a reason, including I think we might be getting to like my top favorites here. These are some of my favorites. The stoats be like, oh yeah. Yeah, the stoats be like, whoa. That's right. This is my number 1 favorite mustelid of all time, the sable. They are easily my favorite mustelid. There's just something about them. They've got these big, wide paws. They've got the pointy ears and the little face. They look so soft. And They are like a marten, I think, specifically, and you can kind of tell because of how long they are, but I love them. They're so cute. I love martens. Martens are my favorite mustelid, but I would love to hear about what your guys' favorite mustelids are. These are more pictures of martens, by the way. I love them. They look like someone's pet. I know a couple of people do, in fact, own martens, typically because martens are also used in the fur trade. So some people will get them as rescue pets from the fur trade. So yeah, that is a possibility. Some people do have pets, mustelids, but they're harder to keep than like ferrets. I'm not giving that guy a blunt. He'd pull a knife on me. That's fair. Mustelids are just kind of like that. So, if anyone is still out there listening, what do you guys think that your favorite mustelid is now? Oh, I forgot. I put this in here. Chrome edited this picture for me. It's Wolverine petting a picture of a Wolverine. Yeah. Fair enough, dude. My favorite is the Wolverine. That one was for you, by the way, Alex Plyer. Here's another look at my Mustelid fursona. Now you can kind of see the inspiration behind my fursona. Yay! And you better like Mustelids now. I hope you guys all enjoyed this, and you have a better idea of Mustelids as a species. Well, as a family of species. I know that Coda's favorite was the skunks. Coda loves skunks. I personally love the sable. Sable is definitely my favorite. Don't forget to do a huge yeehaw. Yeehaw. Did you know before starring as Wolverine, Hugh Jackman didn't know what a Wolverine was and thought was an actual wolf? It's a very easy mistake to make. Not a lot of people would know what a Wolverine is. I mean, if it wasn't for the character of Wolverine. I'm sure there's still a lot of people out there that like Wolverine as a character, but don't realize that a Wolverine is not a wolf. But it is, in fact, a mustelid. I feel like the most obvious place for us to go after stream tonight is Ferret Software, because where else should we go after that? If you're interested in a cool read How to Tame a Fox and Build a Dog, it details the decades-long Soviet experiment of domesticating foxes in real time, and they want to replicate that experiment with minks, otters, and a host of other animals. That's right! I have done a little bit of research in the past into Soviet fox domestication, because they've been trying to like domesticate foxes for a long time, and they ended up just making dogs again. Like they turned foxes into dogs, which is crazy. Like feature-wise, like the features of the foxes got closer to dogs, which is so interesting to me. And just like an actual Wolverine, Wolverine is a small, angry, hairy Canadian creature that will kill you with ease. Hey, you know what? They themed that character well. They really did. They knew what they were doing. So yeah. Let's see here. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and head over to Ferret Software. I am sleepy, so I think I need to head out for now. Thinking about all the choices these dudes had, my favorite was probably the killer with the stripes that was Butch. Sounds good. We're gonna head over to software. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. EST for some Minecraft adventures. The Badger. Yes, the Badger. I'll be back at 4 p.m. EST tomorrow for some Minecraft adventures, and after that I'll be back on Tuesday for our community vote stream. I hope you guys enjoy your time here. If you're not already in my Discord, feel free to join my Discord with that link right there. You can also find me at a variety of social media websites. They're all linked in that link tree right there. And last but not least, make sure you grab your raid message before you head out. If you're a subscriber, you can use my emotes, and if you're not a subscriber, that's okay. We have a non-subscriber friendly version with some of the default emotes. Have a lovely afternoon, everyone. Sweet dreams, and I will be seeing you all in your nightmares. And that's where the test is going to be. So don't forget to bring your pencils. Good night. Sweet dreams. Bye.